the starting five?
Should we just be a little transparent with the starting five right now? Greg is a little down to the dumps, everyone. The energy just feels off as far, I don't know, the Zoom feels off, everything feels off. But sometimes you don't always come with your A game. Sometimes you got to get yourself going a little bit. So we're just gonna jump into the topics, and I'm sure by topic 2 we'll be rolling.
I don't feel at home is the problem. Like
you literally are at home.
I got rid of the sound panels. I hung some jerseys. The lighting looks weird. I've actually connected the mic for the first time. I don't think my mic's been on in like 4 months. So hopefully it sounds good, but it just I feel uncomfortable. This feels like a road game and I'm not excited about it. Also, we're rusty. Normally we hit a rhythm, but when we take 10 days off, I feel rusty right now,
Yeah. I mean, that's anything. You don't shoot a basketball for 10 days. Rusty. Don't swing a golf club for 10 days. Rusty. Don't drink for 10 days. Usually feel great, but rusty if you get back into it. But, there's only one way to get back into it, and that's to get back on that mother bleeping horse. So here we are.
Wow. Wow. You really just got me going. I feel like Jabari Smith in Summer League right now. We'll get to that in a few short topics. But first, the Big Ten is adding members from the state of California. Again, this news was important 8 days ago, and here we are to discuss it. UCLA and USC, two great athletic institutions, two teams that from afar I have loved watching in both football and basketball for the majority of my life. And now they're the new Rutgers and Maryland cart. I still have a hard time processing this information, but are you excited for these two entrants into the Big Ten Conference?
I kind of am, because I think that the Pac-12 needs a reality check. The whole conference, you're the conference of champions without the champions part. I don't know. I just think that they think shit's kind of sweet with the Big Ten, especially in football, and it's a different beast. I get the Pac-12 is a good conference; they got good teams. But it's a different beast. Personally, I'm excited for it just because, me and you are pretty big, I would say, USC and UCLA basketball fans. So the fact that they're joining the Big Ten, I think is dope. Definitely going to be making USC trips to go watch Spartans play. So, I'm all for it. Eventually, in a couple of years, it's probably just going to be two major big super conferences anyway, which – I don't mind. The Sean Pauls of the world will be an absolute shambles, but I can do it without smaller conferences.
So I'm very anti super conference, and I know that's where this is headed. That's why it's a little bittersweet to me with this. I just don't think it's good for any of the major sports to only have two conferences. I think that's bad for 100 reasons, but particularly with basketball, which is the most beautiful game in the world, Carter, we can't lose the magic of all of these small conference teams trying to pick off major conferences. We can't lose the magic of shitting on the ACC all season long because their 14 teams stink and then they get to March and they're good. We can't lose the magic, honestly, of the Big Ten not winning a national title in 22 years and making jokes about it. That's beautiful. Now, if there's 40 teams in the Big Ten, UCLA is just going to start winning titles and we're going to claim those as our own. And those aren't ours. Those are Bill Walton's titles.
Okay. Well, what do we break it up though? Big Ten North, Big Ten South, we do it football style.
I'd rather see strategic partnerships between conferences. Why can't the Pac-12 just partner with the Big Ten? And the Pac-12 is now Big Ten West. But it's still the Pac-12 and you barely play until it's conference turn. I don't know. I think it's ridiculous. If I was an athlete in college, I don't know, maybe I'm thinking differently. Maybe college students would love a little West Coast trip on a Tuesday. But if I'm a volleyball player on a Tuesday night and I got an algebra test tomorrow and I got to just go quick road game in UCLA, I'm annoyed by that. I don't know. There's going to be no one at that gym anyway. No offense to UCLA volleyball, but it's impossible for your family to come watch if that's the case. I don't get it. It's going to be fun from basketball perspective because those two teams are really fun. we had to get excited about Maryland and Rutgers, and we did. We did a good job getting excited about them for like 7 years. And now we actually got some fun teams again, but like, it's not the Big Ten. It's not going to feel like the Big Ten. Like we can't be serious that that's the Big Ten.
Well, that's I think that's the best part of all of this is that school gets diminished. Education in college sports gets diminished. And I'm all for that. Came to play sports, not school.
You're all for diminishing education.
Yes.
That's your platform? Are you running?
In college athletics, yes.
Okay. You sound like a politician with that. Like that you're running on a platform of we don't care about education.
Floyd Mayweather can't even read.
And that's a good thing?
Billionaire.
It's not a good thing. I don't think
can't read, he can punch.
I don't think
Derrick Rose can't take an ACT.
Again, not a good thing. We don't want more illiterate billionaires. That's a very bad thing. Who wins a national title first? UCLA and or USC or the original Big Ten teams in basketball?
The original Big Ten teams.
I think UCLA is our only hope at a title. Like
really?
I do. I think we're so doomed. Izzo's going to leave soon anyway. He's probably the only real hope. Daddy Brad certainly could string some things together, but he should focus on 2 wins before he focuses on 6. Jawan's going to leave before it happens. Like it's UCLA or bust. It really is.
Okay, so I agree with you on that point. That would stink. Like they just come into it and they get the claim our title.
Would that stink though? Or
yes.
Would it be, is it better for us that we would get to claim a UCLA title? And we can spin that, like dance on Big Ten haters' graves.
But we love the Big Ten.
I know, but that's like if UCLA joins the Big Ten and wins the title, aren't we like talking shit to national writers? Like the Big Ten's back.
I mean, I guess so. We'll do anything to feed our agenda.
It's very good that UCLA's colors are in the Big Ten. One of the most aesthetically pleasing sports schools there is. Also, watching Bill Walton call like a Rutgers game on a Wednesday night at like 11 p.m. is going to be hilarious.
Electric.
Absolutely.
And he can't say conference of champions. Like his whole, it's the whole thing is going to be electric.
He's still going to say conference of champions.
You think he is?
Now the Big Ten is the conference of champions. I'll bet you he keep that shtick going. I guarantee it.
Okay. We're going to make a little side bet because I guarantee the conference of champions thing dies.
Okay. I think you're wrong there. I've seen Bill Walton operate. I saw him do one of those like Peyton Manning and Eli Manning like telecast type things live at the Final Four. I was sitting like a table away from him while he was doing this in the tunnel. And let's just say Bill's a little high maintenance. He does things his own way. He's got like a full-time employee that just like opens up a laptop for him. And he was a little ornery leading into that little television appearance. So
wouldn't you love to have that for sleepers?
I mean, that's basically what I have you do for me right now.
I don't open your laptop.
You would.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice if I just came down in the morning or came over here in the morning and like my mic set up, my ring light was on. One day
we're getting there. Okay. Speaking of agendas, I think we mentioned we don't let agendas die. We're going to go through some agendas that are thriving and some agendas that are not. Summer League is a weekend, and you and I think we're in the minority in a lot of our takes before the NBA draft on players. Some of them look very good. Most of them look pretty bad, but let's start with the good. Keegan Murray is a guy who you and I have been super high on. I think at times you and I said he is a top 3 player in this draft class. We were adamant that we were hopeful the Pistons would get him at 5 if he fell to us. He did not fall to us, but I did some Tim Duncan comparisons, mostly demeanor wise, but I threw out like, this man's just going to be a quiet 20-point a game killer who can hit step back threes for 20 years. And he very much looks like he's going to be that.
Yeah. I mean, he's been special. Like there's a couple people out there who were like that 40% that he shot from 3 at Iowa is not going to translate to the NBA. And not only does it look like it's going to translate, I mean, 40% might be the benchmark. Like he's probably going to find his way into like the 43, 44 range. He can really shoot the ball. I think he's shown some things off the dribble as well. And he had that big moment where he had to send the game into overtime against the Magic. Sorry about that. So I think he's been as advertised. The athleticism is there. There's a lot of people that piled on you for the Tim Duncan-esque demeanor kind of game comparison. It's not completely far off.
It's really not. Like
it's not. Like you can put a star on that one, I think.
If you watch him, the way he mentally and emotionally operates is Tim Duncan. It's just like if Tim Duncan was raised in the 3-point era, like I think he's what Keegan Murray would look like. We'll see if he actually becomes that good. But yeah, he's already showing the clutch gene. I'm excited for the Kings, weirdly. Like I know people want to like make jokes.
No, you're not, Greg.
No, hear me out. Like people want to make jokes about like, oh, they passed up Jaden Ivey, but like that was a great pick for Sacramento. Jaden Ivey makes no sense with De'Aaron Fox and Davion Mitchell. And like, say what you want about Fox and Mitchell. Fox is good. Mitchell could be good. And Keegan Murray is the perfect player at the perfect position of need for them in that front court. Like Sabonis, Mitchell, Fox, Murray is a squad. Like I'm very excited.
Is Harrison Barnes or 3?
Harrison Barnes is there. Yeah. And they just got Malik Monk. Fox and Monk are back together. Big fan of when college stars that are friends get to play together in the league.
Oh, are the Kings working their way into like sleepers top 5 NBA teams we need to watch?
I'm a Kings fan officially. I was going to be a Keegan Murray fan wherever he goes. That's one of my sons. But yeah, I'm officially a Kings fan. We also had, I think, some negative agendas that we're correct on so far, Cart. We've been adamant that Max Christie stinks, and that looks true. You want to talk about that?
I mean, like he's been one of the worst players in summer league. Like, I don't think that's a stretch to say so. Same thing that he was doing at the Breslin Center is carrying over to the UNLV Thomas and Mack Center. I mean, he's been able to get shots off, but they're not going in. They look fine, I guess. Like, I feel like we could do the same loop with Max Christie as far as, oh, there he goes, shooting again. Oh, form looks good. Miss. Like, you know, I don't know. Not surprised by it. Seems like maybe he could have benefited from coming back. I don't know. Maybe a coach that he played for last year tried to tell him that, and he didn't like the way it sounded. And mommy and daddy didn't like the way it sounded. So, you know, he's on the Lakers. He's a draft pick. He gets to play in the NBA. He's not playing well in the NBA. So I don't know. I'm not surprised. And I secretly am happy that this is happening.
Oh, you're rooting against a Michigan State player actively? We just got you on
saying that. No.
You just said you are happy Max Christie's playing poorly.
I'm not rooting against them. Like, if he does
just said you're happy that he's playing poorly.
Sometimes someone's got to give him tough love.
That's not tough love. You're preying on a 19-year-old kid's downfall is what you're doing.
You're right. That's against my brand.
And not only that, a 19-year-old Spartan dog. Do Spartan dogs turn their backs on other Spartan dogs?
I do turn my back on Spartan Bichon Freezes.
We're going to clip that, and I'm going to hold on to that forever. That can be held against you in a lot of ways. Yeah, let's also be real. If Max Christie was great, y'all would be claiming the F out of him right now. Like, if he came out and averaged 22 a game.
Whoa. Y'all, no, the hell I would not.
Yes, you would.
No, I wouldn't.
100%. Talking about, Izzo development. Happy for Max. Now he's finally showing the flashes we saw in college. Like, but instead, he's bad. We knew he'd be bad, but you're happy he's bad. Like, really? No, you're not. Nobody's happy he's bad, including Max, including Max's family, including Lakers fans, including Michigan's. Nobody's happy.
No, I'm not happy. I'm not happy he's bad, because last year him being bad literally made our team bad. But all it is confirming that he is bad. I wouldn't be happy if he was going off right now.
Yeah, you would. You'd be taking victory laps. You would. You for sure would.
You're crazy.
I came up. I had to write the Field of 68 newsletter last week, and it was conveniently after Max Christie's debut. So I came up.
Good job on those. Good job on those, by the way.
Thank you.
G with the pen.
I came up with something I'm calling the Max Christie emotional cycle. 5 stages. Stage 1, excitement. Stage 2, his shot looks good. It just doesn't go in. Stage 3, oh wait, it never goes in. Stage 4, frustration. Stage 5, wave the white flag. Right now, like it's a week into his LA career, and Lakers fans are already in stage 2. That's not boding well. Like it took Michigan State fans like a month and a half to get past excitement phase into like, something might be wrong here phase. Lakers are already there. So doesn't bode well for Max. And sadly, Cart, that's really all we got right about this draft, isn't it? Other than Chet, should we quickly hit on Chet? Chet looks great.
He's generational.
He doesn't look like the best guy in this draft class, though. And that was
does he not?
I think it's a toss up, but your thing was kind of like he's clearly the best in this draft class, right?
Yeah, and I still think he is.
That's interesting. He had one bad game. Like he had one game he did nothing offensively.
Paolo also had a bad game, by the way.
Did he?
Yeah. And you know what? I mean, I don't know. You know what? Actually, I don't care if I throw out a muscle on this Reacher agenda.
Oh, no.
This Paolo is made for Summer League because he can, be 6'10", 250 and go up and play against guys that might be like working prime day this Thursday. Like he can overpower people. That's just not going to happen. And it's not going to happen in winning time. It's not going to happen in the playoffs. You're not going to be able to overpower people. And that jumper's still broke. I still am all that's a fact to me. I think he had one good game, but the jumper's broken.
Okay. This is the portion where we now flip to Summer League apologies. This is where you should be apologizing about Paolo. He's not broke. Like he's very clearly, he has a very smooth jumper. He can pull up off the dribble. He's hitting like Carmelo Anthony style post fades. He's taking like 7 of those a game. They look great. They're going in, and you're still out here saying the man can't shoot, which is pure insanity. His shot looks better than Jabari Smith's right now. That's not going to last long, but like,
I don't think it looks better.
Carrying an agenda that Paolo can't shoot is insane. And that's not even the biggest apology we should be making, but clearly you're not willing to go there on Paolo.
Paolo also ducking smoke, which we're not commenting on either.
We can comment on that. He is ducking smoke. He didn't want to play Chet.
He was scared of Chet, and he's out for the rest of Summer League.
Because he looks great, though. Like,
okay, so he's not. So basically, he's not Montrezl Harrell. He's Julius Randle.
He's way better than Julius Randle. He just is.
His ceiling is Julius Randle.
That's, again, insanely wrong. How are we supposed to do this segment where we apologize for things we've gotten wrong if you're not even able to go there on your first one?
I apologized.
You said his ceiling's Julius Randle? Like that's.
I said I'm sorry for calling him Montrezl Harrell. His ceiling is Julius Randle.
Paolo's way better than that, dude. All right, let's try another apology. If that's where you're starting, let's go to the next one here. Jaden Ivey, we thought was going to be bad until the Pistons drafted him. Then we flipped immediately on draft night. I have a lot of receipts that are being dug up by Pistons fans, which is fine. They can clown me. I'm happy Jaden Ivey looks great. I can't believe Jaden Ivey looks this good. Do you want to, I mean, he's a Piston, so I assume you actually will apologize on this one.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I feel like I already did my apologies once we drafted him. Obviously, people don't care about my receipts as much as your receipts because there are some Ivy tweets out there that if someone really wanted them, they could find them. But I mean, he's like we saw that video where you were updating me because I was on my little tiny home away vacation. And I actually watched the game yesterday. Like that 5-6 minutes before Isaiah Todd maliciously took our poor Jaden Ivey out of the game was special. Yeah. Like I don't know if it really might have to do with Purdue. It really might have to do with like Jaden Ivey has like superstar potential. Like you talk about that, G. You talk about having like a player who's like fun, fast, athletic. Like the Pistons haven't had that guy that I can't remember having that guy. Like even Cade. Like Cade's special, but he's not like fast, get up and down the court.
Cade's not fun. Cade's vegan. He's not fun.
we're not vegan shaming on this podcast. Come on now, let's relax.
I'm trying to come up with more things Pistons fans can hate me for. Like they're gonna clip this segment where we're loving Jaden Ivey and just be like, he said Cade's not fun.
No, but I don't know. I'm getting myself extremely excited for Jaden Ivey Cade backcourt, but also I have to tamper my expectations, because I want Cade, Jaden, Sadiq, Beef Stew, Duran. Like, I want that to be our starting lineup.
Sprinkling a little Isaiah Livers too.
Oh yeah, Isaiah Livers definitely, but that's not going to be our lineup. We're getting Olynyk, we're getting Nerlens Noel, and Alec Burks.
Yeah, we are. Well, maybe we're not. I don't know. It remains to be seen what the plan is there. I trust Troy, and if we are playing those guys, it's because we want to be bad for one more year. Who knows? We'll see.
Do you want to address Jaden Ivey carrying himself like 313 John Morant?
Not really, but we have to. Let me just say nice things about Jaden Ivey first. I was super wrong about him. I do still think a lot of the things that I thought would be like massive critical holes in his game are concerns, but they're not nearly as bad as I thought. His shot looks way more NBA ready than I realized. In the half court, I do still think he has a lot of problems going left, but at least in summer league, it doesn't matter because he's just so damn good at getting the corner going right against summer league defenders. And if that translates to the NBA, it doesn't matter that he can't go left. The pouting stuff, like the emotional concerns I had with him at Purdue, seem non-existent here. That's great. I'm all in. I think he's going to be a superstar. There are still some big time things between the ears with Jaden Ivey that just bug me a little bit. Like, I got shit on by Pistons fans for making fun of the fact that he cries. That's fine. I still think it's hilarious. I'm proud of the kid. He hasn't cried once during summer league, at least not publicly. That's massive, development from week to week. This week, though, so he gets his ankle stepped on, right? Card, I don't know if you know this. It's summer league in Las Vegas. It's not the playoffs. So, like, if you were to get your ankle stepped on in summer league, probably just go to the locker room. Like, probably just act like, oh, tweak my ankle. Let's get some ice pack on this and let's go sit before I go play blackjack tonight. Not Jaden Ivey. Jaden Ivey, I mean, the camera cuts back because it went to commercial after he gets hurt. And the first thing we see is Jaden Ivey swearing at the coaching staff saying, I'm fucking shooting these free throws. And look, the meme of like the dog in the chest, sure. If you want to say Jaden Ivey has that, that's fine. But also, like, my man it's kind of the Jason Tatum Kobe thing. Like, he's out there like Kobe Bryant on a torn Achilles shooting free throws in summer league. Really? Like, I don't know. I know Pistons fans are going to see that and get annoyed and shit on me, but it's still just like everything with Jaden Ivey's dramatic. Everything is. And then he's hitting Twitter as soon as the game ends, like within an hour, just like, I'm good. It's none. Like,
do you have issues with dramatic people?
I'm dramatic, so maybe I'm just jealous of like higher profile.
I was just gonna say, when it comes to dramatics, you're top 5.
Yeah, maybe it's like envious of people with a higher profile being dramatic on a big stage.
If you were in the NBA, your dramatic scale would go through the roof, by the way, too.
No, I think I would just be like Duncan Robinson. Like, I would just be like trying to podcast and that's it. You know, like, I guess my thing with Jaden Ivey is like, we love him because he's ours.
Yes.
I like loving guys because I love guys. Like, if Jaden Ivey was a Houston Rocket, I think you and I are making fun of everything he does. And that's what I have to get over.
I disagree with that, because I think if you basically take what he's been doing with the Pistons right now and he did the same thing for another team, I would be saying, okay, maybe we were wrong on Jaden Ivey. Like, he might be.
No, about his game, 100%. I'm talking about it here, though. Like, we would be making fun of all of that shit if he played anywhere else. But because it's Detroit, it's like, he's our guy. He's the coolest. Like, we can be honest that he's not the coolest right now. Like he's doing some suspect things.
I think he's cool.
He's fun. He's great. He's gonna be an all-star. Pistons fans, don't kill me. I'm just saying. I know I'm
he's also ours too. And we've been saying for the last 2 weeks that we're back, and I just hope that everyone's actually taking notice, because like we actually are back.
Who's your favorite player on the Pistons right now?
My favorite player. Like summer league team or just
who is your favorite Piston right now?
Oh, my favorite Piston? Cade.
Okay. Jalen Duren is my answer.
I was gonna say Jalen Duren as far as, summer league, but
I love everything about Jalen Duren. I genuinely love everything about him.
Jalen Duren doesn't turn 19 to September, by the way, either.
Yeah, that's insanity. Okay, the biggest apology we have to make, Cart. Deep breath. Jabari Smith looks horrible.
Yeah, it's horrible too much. Like, it's horrible taking it too far. I think that he struggled to dribble. I feel like he's still not, I don't know. Like, he's had some tough shooting games. I don't want to completely say we're absolutely wrong on Jabari, but up to this point, there are some serious concerns about if he can put the ball on the floor or not.
Okay, so I think horrible is a little too harsh, and I just said it, so shame on me. But
dramatic.
He's been horrible compared to what we thought he would be, but we were higher on Jabari than everybody else. I don't think he's been horrible compared to what just the reasonable expectation of Jabari was. Like, I believe the man had like 19 and 9 last night.
On good percentages.
On good percent, and even his bad games, like he's been defending his ass off and ends up around 10 points, around 10 rebounds. Like, I think the good news is he's contributing in ways that aren't the best things about Jabari Smith. Like, when you expect Jabari Smith to play well at some point, it's going to be all those like midi rise up fadeaway shots that he's not hitting right now. And as soon as he starts to hit them, I think he looks a lot better. The problem is like the off the dribble stuff is way, 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 way worse than you and I realized. He doesn't dribble. And I'm not going to say he can't dribble, but he doesn't dribble. And if he's not dribbling in summer league and taking advantage of that space and getting to the rim, he's not going to do it in the league.
Right. It looks like he's thinking before he dribbles. Like, it looks like he's in his head, like, okay, 1, 2, through the legs. Oh shit, that didn't work. I didn't get past them. Let me fire this up. And I mean, he might hit it because he's 6'10", but I don't know. Even you mentioned the play that comes to mind for me is like, he'll catch the ball in transition. And we saw some things last year as far as him getting the rebound and pushing it up the court and going all the way. Now he's scared to jewel past half court. He's like picking it up, dragging his foot almost traveling. Just looks like he doesn't want the basketball. And it's concerning, but I'm not going to go horrible. I'm not going to go full on panic mode with Jabari just yet, because 1, I don't want to be wrong. And 2, I still think that at the end of the day, you got a guy who's 6'10" with a ratchet.
Yeah. I just don't want the disrespectful comps to like get more legitimacy. Like, those are still wrong. Calling him like Ryan Anderson or I forget what some of the other horrible ones that
Luigi Datomi.
Yeah, like those are not real.
Kyle Singler.
And honestly, like, it makes me sad to see people on Twitter right now, like, basically taking victory laps, saying like, oh, like he stinks. And even Rockets fans being like, oh, this is so sad. He's horrible. We drafted the worst player. Like, he looks okay. He doesn't look horrible. He's not a bust. Like, we're not seeing a Darko Milicic style thing right now. He looks clearly behind the other top 4. And that's surprising, and that's a problem. But this kid's still 19, 6'10". If you drafted Jabari Smith 10th overall, you'd be freaking out. And quite frankly, if you drafted anybody else other than Jabari Smith at 3 right now, other than Jaden Ivey, it wouldn't be like a big victory lap. Like, if you took Ben Mathurin over Jabari Smith, you don't feel better right now. Like
Right.
he's not that far off. So I just want
Right.
everybody to
Take
breathe.
Dyson Daniels over him. You don't feel good about it. I mean, who
Tyson Daniels
else?
looks horrible so far,
Yeah.
by the way. Like
Yeah.
they're
Like,
this
terrible.
This top 6 in general through Matherin could be an all-timer though. Like Ivy and Keegan look like in normal years they could be top 2 picks.
Is it out of pocket to take a Jaden Hardy victory lap?
We're done with victory laps. You missed your chance on that. We're in the negatives. Yeah, we can come back to that next week maybe. Also, I don't think he looks that good. You were adamant that Tari Eason was going to be bad, and he looks fantastic.
Fantastic.
Really good, yeah.
I don't want to judge anything the Rockets do. That team stinks.
Yeah, Jabari went from the most selfish guards in college to the most selfish guards in the NBA.
In summer league, and then he's going to go to the most selfish guards in the NBA. Like, just
people act like Houston's like a good league pass team. I can't stand watching anyone in Houston play basketball. Like, it's just such isolation, selfish chuck up bullshit.
Bunch of Ben Pfeiffers with a vertical.
Okay. Let's move on to this was an interesting piece of news this week. The WAC has announced that they're not going to seed their conference tournament based on wins and losses. They're going to seed their conference tournament based on quote unquote metrics. I believe it's a unique, I think it's the net basically. Like it's like,
I think it's Ken Palm. Yeah. Like you get graded on like the type. I think it's like the type of win or like the points come into factor. I don't know. There's a lot of metrics that go into the net ranking, but this just confirms that the WAC watches sleepers. This is all team, stay healthy, have fun, and you will be one of the best teams in the conference. And I am all for that.
So you like this change? You're happy with this wins and losses?
No. I can't fake like I do. That's whack. Sorry.
I hate you.
Like, what are we talking about here? Like,
that was such a me joke. I can't believe you made that. I would have been minus 500 to be the one who made that joke in the second. You just
cash those tickets. Shout out to Tilt, but I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to me, to be honest. Like, why do that? What are the benefits of it?
I mean, they're trying to make sure that their best teams get the easiest path to the NCAA tournament, essentially.
Which I could kind of, okay, when you put it like that.
Because if you're a one bid league, right? Or not saying, well, the WAC, I think, is normally a one bid league, maybe 2. It's important to get your best team there, right? Because if like the 5th seed in your conference is the only team in the tournament and they just lose by 25 in the first game, it matters more than the Big Ten, who's getting 7 or 8 teams a year. So I applaud efforts to do that, but anything that diminishes the value of just winning games is insanity to me. What are we doing? Like, this isn't participation trophy hour. This is a real, like, people's livelihoods are at stake here. And if the worst team in your conference beats the best team in your conference, that counts. I don't care what the computers say about it,
Hang the banner. It was a tough road game. Hang the banner.
Or like, are we going to hang the banner because a computer says a 10-10 team is better than an 18-2 team? Is that a hang the banner moment now in the WAC?
So if we had this in the Big Ten last year, I'm trying to think how that will affect it. I'm trying to think, like, if we put this to a major conference, like, would it work?
Yeah. I mean, let's pull up Big Ten last year. Iowa was the best Ken Palm team in Big Ten last year, and Iowa did not win the Big Ten. Purdue was 2nd. Illinois was 3rd. Michigan was 4th. Michigan finished, I think, 9th in the Big Ten. So it helped the Wolverines out.
Good for you.
Probably, I think Michigan State was like pretty far down the list. Maybe it didn't help you guys.
Where we should have been.
Probably. We'll see.
Yeah,
I don't know. It'll be fascinating to see. I bet this doesn't stick. I bet this lasts like a year or 2, and then people are just like, "Come on, let's change this."
I appreciate the WAC for making news.
I guess that's true. And final topic, Cart, your own Spartan dog, woof woof, Jeremy Fears, looks great. Team USA won the event that Jeremy Fears starred for them in, and he looked like the best player on the floor. 35 points, 11 assists in 46 minutes across the two final games, the semifinal and the final. The clips look great. DK's been sending us some things. I believe he's been doing some write-ups over at SpartanHoops.com as well. You can get him on Twitter. He looks great. He passes the eye test. Michigan State has a lot of good guards in the pipeline right now. Guard is not the problem, but where are you at with Jeremy Fears? You're excited, I assume.
Yeah, I am. I'm excited more so because I've seen like the growth. I feel like with Jeremy Fears, like when he first committed to state, I was happy. It was I think it was a top 50 kid at the time, like top 60 range, somewhere in there. But I didn't necessarily see like a guy like, oh, Jeremy Fears is gonna be a guy that comes in right away and like changes the program or anything like that. And that's not to be disrespectful. It's just I didn't see him as a guy that's just gonna like, one and done or like come in and absolutely contribute and do things right away. I think that over this summer playing AAU on the EYBL, he's shown some things. He's way more athletic than I thought. He's caught a couple bodies this summer. He's extremely competitive, which he always was. But now he's starting to show some things in the offensive side. I think the jumper looks a lot better. It can get a lot better moving forward. He still needs to develop somewhat of like an in-between game. He doesn't really have a floater right now. So he's able to finish around the rim, but he's also undersized. So he's going to have to get like a floater or something in between there. But Michigan State fans should be extremely, extremely excited about Jeremy Fears coming. I know you said, Greg, that we're having issues, obviously, front court wise right now. But you know what? We're also having issues point guard wise. So we're going to take the small. We were.
That's interesting to me because the same point guards on your team last year are back this year, but people keep the best backcourt in the Big Ten. So
silence. I was referring to more so the Foster Lawyer years.
He may not be named.
Rocket Watts years,
Foster Lawyer, the guy who is higher ranked on impact player list than any Michigan State backcourt member right now.
You talking about the financial advisor Shake Davidson player that we sent home in the first round last year?
Thank God for Joseph Jamal, by the way. Otherwise, y'all are getting packed.
Packed by the Wildcats. But no.
Stack rank. No. Do me a favor. Stack rank Fears, Hogard, Walker, Holloman in like how much you value them individually.
How much I value them?
Yeah.
Can Jaden Akins be in that?
I feel like we've just pushed Jaden Akins to the side, which is the biggest problem with what Michigan State's doing at the guard spot right now.
Because I think Jaden Akins is one.
Akins is never going to play point on this program, though.
But I don't think he necessarily has to play. You can play the two guard too.
We're talking like Akins is going to be the full-time 3 this year because there's so many guards.
We're talking about Akins being the full-time 3 because we got to find a way to get him on the damn floor.
And that's what I'm saying is this is kind of a problem. Like you're building up guards that don't matter to me as much as Jaden Akins. And
okay.
Akins will go play the 3.
And we don't recruit enough guards or have enough guards, we get shitted on. So damn if you do, damn if you don't.
There's a middle ground. Like if Tyson Walker disappeared into thin air tomorrow, all of this feels way better to me. Like if Jaden Akins could just play 40 minutes at the 2, I'm fine. But even if Fears is great, where does Fears fit in when he's still behind Hogard for a year and Holloman's there and Akins is there? Like, are you telling me Fears is ever going to play? Like, I don't know. I'm confused by it.
Yeah. Because I think Fears is better than Holloman.
Okay. So stack rank those 5 for me. You can throw Akins into it, but stack rank those 5. Okay. My dog's going nuts, by the way.
Sir, Bench. Love it. All right. Give me Akins 1. That's Hogard 2. Fears 3. Holloman 4, Tyson Walker 5.
Okay, yeah, the final 2 are the correct order. I was curious where you'd put Fears and Hogard there. I guess not surprised Hogard's 2, but I think Fears upside scares me. I think more than probably any Michigan State guard in a while. Like, I don't know. I'm not. I think Hogarth's good. I don't think Hogarth's ever going to like lead Michigan State to a Final Four. I think Fears could be the face of a Final Four team.
True. Great name too, by the way.
Yeah, elite name, elite swagger, all of that. And look, if you're on a team with Cooper Flagg and Duke commits, and you look like the best player on the floor in the biggest games when it matters, that bodes really, really, really well for where you're headed. So
also great for the Spartan Dog agenda for everyone who doesn't, chooses not maybe to evaluate games sometime or, look at what's going on in the basketball court. For the Spartan Dog faithful out there, that's what Fears is. So you can be happy about that.
I'm going to go make sure my dog isn't dying right now. Any final words for the people, Cart?
Thanks everybody for watching our stuff. The views have still been going up, by the way. And I don't know, appreciate the love. Greg, I appreciate you. I don't know. I feel like that's really all I got.
No Illinois today. Illinois fans, tell somebody to do something, and then we'll talk about Illinois more.
Let's do it. Ty Rodgers, NBA in 2 years.
Wait, I did want to do this real quick. This is a good episode since Illinois fans probably won't watch it. We wanted to go on record and say something mean about Illinois just to prove we can still do it. Can we do that? Can we end on that note right now?
Yeah, I'll do it. You want to start?
You go first.
Okay. For all the kind of Illinois hype that I've been going throughout this year. And I do think they are my favorite to win the Big Ten. But I don't know if this year's team is the team that I'm like, I can look at and be like, this is the one that's getting past the second weekend.
Oh, you went like actual like X's and O's here. I was just gonna go like slanderous joke.
Oh no, like I don't know. Like they're so talented these past 2 years. And they're talented this year. But will it be better? I mean, Io and Kofi couldn't get to the second weekend.
Yeah, there's a lot of like Kofi Coburn erasure, I would say. Like as much fun as we had with Coleman Hawkins, and as much as I appreciate his honesty and his candidness, and it was a great interview, like we're really just writing off Kofi Coburn. And it seems like the reception of that episode from Illinois fans was just like, yeah, Kofi's gone. We're new now.
And that's the reason why. Okay, yeah, I guess you can kind of take away the second weekend thing, but I'm skeptical that we're really just brushing off the disappearance of one of the most dominant centers in college basketball history. That doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah, I feel the same. Also, I was going to make a joke on Twitter when the WAC article came out that they aren't caring about wins and losses. I was going to tag Illini AD, I think it is, Josh Whitman. I was going to say he did it first. I mean, hanging banners when wins and losses don't matter. Illinois has been way ahead of that.
What was it? The piece of paper?
Yeah, way ahead of the curve. Big Ten champs, Trent Frazier. All right. See, we did it. We can still do it. We can still slander Illinois. Love you though, Illinois. We'll talk about you more coming soon.
We'll see you when you come to the Breslin. It's on.
All right. Have a good week, Cart. It's been a pleasure talking to you today.
I'll talk to you in Spotify in about 48 hours.